Hello, everyone. I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I appreciate the support. And if you're interested in supporting me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon link or my Ko-fi link. They're both in the description below. In this one, I wanted to speak to you about anxiety and how I'm kind of starting to believe that anxiety holds a lot of interesting information for us that we're ignoring because we're so ingrained in our anxiety. We don't actually take the time to think, why am I feeling anxious? Maybe there's some message in there for me. And instead of that, we just try to quell it without even thinking about what the message might be. For example, if I start feeling anxiety, if I'm sitting around on a Monday afternoon and I've finished my work, I've done everything on my to-do list, and I'm just sitting there reading my book, and all of a sudden I start feeling this random sort of anxiety, which has really no basis in reality. There's nothing going on that I should be feeling anxiety about. And so this anxiety comes up, and instead of feeling, okay, so why am I feeling anxious? There must be some reason. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm not taking care of something. Yes, of course, there's points where anxiety is just based on nothing. But I've also noticed that a lot of times it has some message in it. But instead of doing that, what I usually end up doing is I start consuming a lot of carbs in order to quell my anxiety, to reduce it. And so I'll go and find a pizza place or a spaghetti place or I'll just buy some bread and I'll just start eating a lot of carbs, which helps me a lot with my anxiety. Or I will call someone and I'll be like, oh, do you want to hang out? And I'll go hang out with a friend. Or I'll start reading a lot of manga or watching a lot of anime without even thinking about it twice. Or I'll start drinking something with a lot of sugar in it or eating something with a lot of sugar in it. And so all of these things are obviously just band-aids, right? Like you see the wound and instead of figuring out, okay, what caused this wound? I have this random wound on my hand. I don't know where it came from. And so figuring out where it's coming from, we just kind of cover it up with a bandage, yeah, or a band-aid. And then we remove the bandage, it's still there because we didn't actually take care of the cause or the effect, the symptom of it. We just kind of covered up. Sorry, we didn't actually look at what the cause of it was. We just covered up the symptom, yeah. And I think I do this a lot with my own anxiety, and I used to do this a lot more in the past. I've been really trying not to do that anymore. And so nowadays, whenever I have this random source of anxiety, I'll really try to take a step back and notice my body. I really try as much as possible to go back into my body and into my body's intelligence and try to figure out what's going on from that place rather than spending time in my head and thinking, oh, what could it be? Maybe if I eat a little bit of sugar, it'll be great or it'll be better, or let me just ignore it and pretend like it's not happening, etc. And so really, whenever I do that, whenever I try to come back into my body and really be in my body, either using a body scan meditation that I've spoken to you guys about before, or just sitting down and meditating for a bit and observing what's coming up for myself, or taking a walk and trying to figure out why am I feeling this anxiety, what I notice is that basically I've been neglecting some form of self-care that I should have been doing, but I haven't been doing, right? And it's very simple. Usually it's very simple. Usually it's just as simple as I haven't been eating enough vegetables or I haven't been eating well, right? I've been eating a lot of not great foods. So I've been eating a lot of junk food or I've been eating a lot of fried foods, but I haven't been taking care of myself properly and eating good foods that are healthy and nutritious and nourishing. Or it's just as simple as that I've been drinking a lot of matcha tea or coffee or tea, but I haven't been drinking any water, right? Just pure, simple water. I haven't been drinking enough of it. Or it could be as simple as, and this happens quite often, is I've been working way too hard all day long. I've been so focused on my work that I haven't been paying attention to anything else. And because when I get this way, I get so focused on my work, I notice that I can't ignore everything else. There'll be days when I'll have no contact with humanity. I won't talk to any of my friends or hang out with them. I won't do anything nice for myself, or I won't, go for a dance or for a walk in nature or do anything nourishing or self-care like. I just am enamored with my work, and the only thing I notice and the only thing I have in front of me is this computer, this laptop. And I love this laptop to death, but it's overdoing it. I just overdo my work and I'm not taking care of myself. And so what I need to do is pull myself back away from this environment, go for a walk in nature, or go and sit by a waterfall, which is really easy to do here, or go message a friend and hang out with them, or just go for a walk in general, get a nice vegan meal or a nice vegetarian meal with some delicious coconut milk, some delicious soup, something really nourishing, and sit down and just be. No work, no anxiety, no thinking, just relaxing and taking care of myself. And it's so simple sometimes, actually. It's really as simple as that. As soon as I notice I'm feeling anxiety, my body, I think, is trying to tell me, yeah, I don't think you're doing it right. You're doing way too much work and you're not taking care of yourself. And I've been trying to get your attention. I gave you a hunger headache, but you didn't pay attention. I gave you a belly ache, but you didn't pay attention. I gave you this twinge or pain in your shoulders because you're hunching over the computer too much, but you didn't pay attention. And so what I need to do now is really send you a big signal. And that's what the body does, is that it sends us this huge signal of anxiety. And as soon as it hits us, because it's so strong, we can't ignore it anymore. It's like that signal just takes over our mind and we're able to really pay attention. And that's what the body wants. Pay attention to me, because you haven't been, and you haven't been taking care of me. You've been focused all on your mind, and as an INFJ or as an introvert, we do this. We spend all of our time in our heads. We forget that we have a body, that we are a body, and we forget that there's things that we need to do on a daily basis in order to take care of ourselves. Even now, I'm sitting here and I'm doing this video at 9 a.m. in the morning, and I haven't had anything to eat yet, which is fine because it's not at the level yet where I'm really, really hungry. But the last meal I had was 12 hours ago, and I've been drinking water, but mostly I've been drinking a lot of green tea because I've been reading a lot about its benefits, so I'm like kind of going crazy with green tea. And so really, I'm doing this video not only as a reminder to you guys, but of course it's mainly actually a reminder to me, is that whenever I start moving away from my body, whenever I start ignoring my body because of my goals, because of my projects, because of my focus on my mind, it really is the time for me to come back to my body as much as possible. One of the easiest things to do actually in Thailand is just to go get a massage. And that is it's so cheap here, and there are massage places, 1,000 of them just around the corner from me. They're everywhere, and Thai massage is very common here, obviously. If you've been to Thailand, you know that. They're cheap, $7 to $10 for a massage for an hour, and they're good. And they really are the best way to come back into your body, because you're basically the person who's massaging is basically going through your entire body and allowing you to feel sensations in your body. And so it's very easy for me to just pick up, just leave my work, go get a massage and come back. It would take me barely an hour and a half. But even then, I don't do it. I barely sometimes get a massage once a week, once every 2 weeks. And that's just really, in my mind, or my opinion, shameful, because it really is the easiest thing I could do in order to come back into my body. Now, of course, I do yoga and I do meditation, and I do try to take care of myself. I'm actually much better than I was in the past, but there's always room for improvement. And I know that because I still have moments where my anxiety will randomly creep up on me and tell me that I'm not doing a good job taking care of myself. And I'm sure it does exactly the same thing for you. Now, instead of hating our anxiety, which a lot of us do, and I know I did that too, instead of berating it or berating ourselves or being angry with ourselves for feeling anxious, I think the right mode, or the better mode, would be to just pay attention and say, okay, cool, I think my anxiety is trying to tell me something. How about I take a few moments and spend my time in my body? Maybe go get a glass of water, or get something to eat, some nuts or seeds perhaps, or some protein bars so I can get something into my body. Or maybe I should call a friend, just do something for myself for the next few moments. Something very quick, something simple. It doesn't have to be major. You don't have to change the world for it. To do something quick and notice if your anxiety level goes down or not. And in a lot of cases, at least for me, it goes down almost instantaneously. It's as if it was what the body was asking me for, what my mind was asking me for, and it's a almost instantaneous solution. And so I really want you guys to try it out for yourself as well, to experiment it with yourself and see if that's the case for you. And if it is, let me know. If it's not, let me know as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you like this video, or if you don't, then comment below and let me know. And of course, you can support me further by going to my Ko-fi link. The link is in the description below. Thank you again for listening. I shall see you the next time around. Bye for now.